Thank you, Ryan. Welcome, everyone. My name is Christy Christensen. I have worked on this Ginnie Mae contract for a little bit more than 4 years. I also worked in mortgage servicing for 18 years. Prior to becoming a Ginnie Mae issuer support analyst, I worked for a couple of different mortgage servicers in the Atlanta metro area. Debbie?
Hey everybody, I'm Debbie Bowles. I'm one of the new members of the Ginnie Mae Issuer Support team, and I previously was in investor reporting for like 15 years in the Kansas City, Missouri area. And Melanie?
Morning, everyone. My name is Melanie Burton. I am the newest member of the Ginnie Mae Issuer Support team. I've worked in investor reporting and mortgage accounting for many years, and I am honored to be here with you all today. I will now turn it over to Christy.
Thank you, ladies. So today we will just dive right in and we will focus on the 4 bolded modules on this slide. So if we could use the actions that Ryan talked about a few moments ago, if you could raise your hand if you are new to the Ginnie Mae program, please. Okay, seeing quite a few hands. So wonderful. And Ryan, if you could clear the hands, please. So now if you could raise your hand if you have experience with Ginnie Mae reporting. Okay, I'm seeing a few more hands. So that is wonderful. Looks like we've got a nice mix today. Okay, and if you could clear the hands. Thank you. Now, if you could raise your hand if you use a subservicer. And if you would like to share who you use as a subservicer, would you enter that in the chat box, please? Okay, ServiceMac, we got a few hands, and seeing ServiceMac, Dovamule, which is DLI. Wonderful. PenFed, okay. DMI, okay, wonderful. Thank you. So now in the chat box for the guys that do not use a subservicer, if you could let us know if you use an in-house system or a service bureau, which would be like Black Knight or Sagent or FIS, FICS, just to name a few. Okay, servicing director, Sagent, got an in-house, Black Knight. Wonderful. Okay. That's great. A few more Black Knight. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. So in this module, we will discuss the issuer's primary responsibilities, the characteristics of subservicing partnerships, and non-compliance consequences. Here are a few hot topics that we will discuss during the training. Ginnie Mae reporting requirements, changes to loan terms, RFS enhancements, and cash management. Please think about questions you would like us to address during the training. We would really love to have great interaction during all 3 days of training. Issuers' primary responsibilities are having employees with Ginnie Mae requirements knowledge, a QC mortgage plan, ability to service Ginnie Mae pools within the MBS guidelines and guarantee agreement. Also, maintain proper P&I and escrow accounts, ensure sufficient funds are available for ACH P&I drafts, and meet all reporting deadlines. If you use a subservicer, ensure they are compliant with all guidelines and reporting requirements. Consequences of noncompliance may result in Ginnie Mae assessing a civil monetary penalty. Subservicing partnerships should be proactive on the issuer's part, ongoing, customized to your organization's needs, include all issuer responsibilities, and have an issuer oversight team of the subservicer's monthly performance. A very important note, as a Ginnie Mae issuer, you are accountable for your subservicer's actions and reporting. There should be frequent communication between issuers and subservicers. For those of you using a subservicer, give me a thumbs up if you communicate with your subservicer weekly, or give me a thumbs down if you do not communicate with your subservicer weekly. Wonderful. I'm seeing green thumbs. That is great. And if we could clear the thumbs, please. And now we will continue with reference documentation. In this module, we will list the available resources and reference documentation for issuers, discuss useful resources for job tasks, and review a few Ginnie Mae terms. The Ginnie Mae hotline number is 1-833-GINNIE-MAY-HELP. If you notice, the GNMA HELP has one more digit than 466-2435, therefore the last digit is dropped. Option 1 is the GinnieNet hotline with an additional 5 options. Option 2 is for RFS, which is for investor reporting, with an additional 5 options. Option 3 is for PDD and VTT. I will now turn it over to Debbie.
Thanks, Christy. The homepage for the Ginnie Mae website is www.ginniemay.gov. And can I have a show of hands if you've visited the site ever or recently? All right, I see a few hands there. Thanks, and if we could please clear the raised hands. The website has a ton of useful information. The website provides bulletins on the latest links, links to program guidelines such as MBS Guide and the different sections of the guide, APMs, notes and news, and issuer tools such as Pool Date Calendar. Just above the picture of the Very Happy Family, there are navigation tabs where you select the topic you would like to view. Issuers, Investors, Disclosure, Newsroom, and About Us. Each tab will provide several different options you can select to view. At the bottom of every page of the website, there is a box to enter your email address if you would like to subscribe to notices and bulletins for several subscriptions such as APMs, notes and news, training announcements, and outreach calls. If you decide to subscribe, and I would highly suggest it, it's a lot of good information, but please review the site every couple of months to see if additional subscription categories have been added. The Issuer tab provides access to areas such as program guidelines, issuer tools, and issuer training. This includes the Ginnie Mae MBS Guide, APMs, and the Investor Reporting Manual. Here are some links to the websites along with specific links to the MBS Guide and the Investor Reporting Manual. The guide appendices are the instructions for certain forms that Ginnie Mae requires for pool administration. One of the main appendices we will refer to is Appendix 619, Issuer's Report of Pool and Loan Data. During day 2 and 3, we'll refer to Appendix 6-19 several times. This document provides information about Ginnie Mae's requirements for monthly pool and loan level reporting, along with the specific file layout for all pool and loan records. It also provides the description for each alert and error message. Our, again, strong suggestion is to have the appendix on hand to use when you have questions on alerts and errors. All of the issuer support analysts, all of us keep a copy handy at all times. The last two links are for notes and news and APMs and a link to the facts section, FAQs. This is a short list of some Ginnie Mae terms used that are sometimes confusing to issuers. One term is FIC. FIC is short for Fixed Installment Control, also known as P&I payment. Many issuers use the term P&I payment. And are there any of these terms that are confusing to you? If so, please enter the term in the chat box. And we would be more than happy to shed a little light if any of these are a little confusing. That's certainly understandable. All right, well, great. I will turn it over to Christy.
Thanks so much, Debbie. The next section is RFS reporting timelines. In this module, we will cover the RFS monthly reporting deadlines for pools and loans, discuss the timeline, including deadlines of reporting pool and loan data, and discuss when critical exceptions must be cleared. For each pool and loan package, issuers must submit 100% of their monthly pool and loan data by close of business, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the second business day. Here we have a snapshot of important dates, which will be explained in more detail on the next slide. A quick story. A few months ago, we had an issuer who failed to report 100% of all of their pool and loan data. Therefore, they were missing a pool and a loan. They were reported to Ginnie Mae as missing the 7 p.m. Eastern Time second business day deadline, which may result in a monetary penalty from Ginnie Mae. Here is a snippet of the full monthly RFS timeline. RFS opens on the 25th of the month for reporting. On the morning of the first calendar day, RFS opens for file submissions. Even if the first calendar day is on a weekend or a holiday, we work to open RFS. After the issuer's files are processed, RFS feedback is posted in e-notification. The initial pre-collection notice is available on the third business day, which is based on the second business day RFS Pool Record Security RPB. The final pre-collection notice is available on the sixth business day, which is based on the fourth business day final RFS Pool Record Security RPB. The monthly reporting certification opens beginning on the 10th business day, with the deadline being 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the 14th business day. Ginnie Mae 1 guarantee fees are drafted from your designated bank account on the 10th calendar day. Ginnie Mae 2 guarantee fees are drafted from your designated bank account on the 19th calendar day. However, depending on when the 19th calendar day falls, the draft may occur between the 18th and 20th calendar days. Please see Chapter 6 of the MBS Guide if the calendar days are not business days. Ginnie Mae 1 P&I remittance is drafted on the 15th calendar day and Ginnie Mae 2 P&I remittance is drafted on the 19th and/or 20th calendar day. Please see Chapter 15 of the MBS Guide if calendar days are not business days. Then on the 25th calendar day, RFS closes for the current month reporting and opens for the next month's reporting cycle. This slide and the next two slides is a complete monthly investor reporting workflow. We have received feedback where issuers use this document every month to check off completed activities. This begins on the 25th calendar day when RFS opens and continues through the 4th business day. Would you please raise your hand if you would use this document to ensure you are meeting deadlines? Okay, wonderful. Seeing a few hands there. Oh, yep, actually seeing a lot of hands. That's great. Also, this document is posted on the Ginnie Mae training website as a PDF for your reference. Would you please clear the hands? This shows the 5th business day through the 20th calendar day. And this shows the various suspense, the 25th calendar day when RFS closes, and a few monthly, quarterly, and annual items which we will review throughout the training. Okay, we have our first polling question. Ryan, if you could please post our question. Okay. So here, if you could select the correct answer. Our question is, what is the deadline for reporting 100% of pull and loan data? We would love to have everyone's participation. We'll give it a few more seconds. Okay, Ryan, if we could end the poll and broadcast the results, please. Okay. And the correct answer would be the third one down, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the 2nd business day is when 100% of all of the pull and loan data should be reported. Okay, I will... Ryan, if you could clear the polling question, please. Thank you. And now I will turn it over to Melanie.
Thank you, Christy. Now, in this portion of the training, we are going to discuss e-notification and the importance of reviewing the data that flows into e-notification. In this module, we will review the different notification types. Our objective is to help you identify your critical job alerts, decipher which posted information is critical, and also how you may resolve or address your e-notifications. E-notification is an online function accessible via MGM within RFS applications. E-notification supports investor reporting as well as other areas by providing notices, reports, and news updates. A few of the notices and their purpose are shown below and will be discussed throughout this training. If you have not viewed your e-notifications, please raise your hand. Okay, that's a good sign. Everyone is checking their e-notifications. Well, okay, I see Serena. That's okay. We're going to tell you all about it. Please clear the hands. Thank you. LOC letters, letter of credit, notices from Ginnie Mae, outreach calls, other important items are posted in e-notification. The MWX Issuer Detail Report generates once a year at the issuer's fiscal year end and remains available in eNote for 180 days. This is a recent RFS enhancement. It is highly recommended that you review your eNote daily, as e-notification provides time-sensitive notices. This is an example of the MWX Issuer Detail Report. The MWX Issuer Detail Report posts to e-notification after fiscal year, and in the red box here is where you see your fiscal year-end date displayed. In section 1 of the report, issuer number, company name, address, and required net worth is listed. Section 2 displays your commitment detail information, and Section 3 displays pool detail, including your available pool numbers. Let's see, so for this particular issuer, Section 3 continues on the next page, detailing 3 more available pool numbers. Section 4, Issuance Detail, provides a listing of your pools. E-notification information. Notices may be posted daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. The notices may be displayed as formatted or raw data. Many of the notices are linked to the most available content. Let's see, a good example is the pre-collection notice. The pre-collection notice posts on the 3rd and 6th business day of each month. It is to be noted, if you do not pull and save the 3rd business day notice prior to the 6th business day posting, you will not be able to retrieve the initial 3rd business day pre-collection notice. Once the final pre-collection notice posts in e-notification, the pre-collection data will override the initial data and will only reflect the 6th business day information. Okay. So on the screen, you'll notice the PA functional acknowledgement. The PA functional acknowledgement is posted when a data file is transmission is accepted or rejected. And just above is the PA exception feedback notice. The PA exception feedback will post each time a file is accepted. So if your notice was not pulled and saved, you may contact the Ginnie Mae hotline at 833-466-2435, option 2, option 1, to request a copy of the notice. Please note, when calling, please provide the subject, title, and date of the notice. That will help us in our research. Once you have signed on to MGM, select Tools, then select eNote. Please raise your hand if you have access to eNote. Great. That's good to see. Very good. Okay. Please clear the hands. Thank you. Okay, so e-notification provides a method for your company to receive notices when an item has been posted. This is called a passive email. Only one email address is used per issuer number. A message will be sent to that one email address informing you that there is a notice in e-notification. Since only one email address can be used, it is suggested that you provide a group email box for all notices. Here's an example of an e-notification page. Okay, so to view a notice, simply click on the named link. If a file is embedded in the message, you will right-click on the file name to download the file. In the chat box, can you tell me why some of the notices are red and some black? That's right. Okay, good. That is correct. Thank you, everyone. Very good. So when the e-notification screen is viewed, the color black identifies that the e-note was read, and the read by column identifies who read the e-notification and the date. We can also tell if you have read your e-notification. The items in red were not viewed. You will see your commitment authority posted daily. Please note that the commitment authority is one of the e-notes that is overwritten daily. The pre-collection notice is posted twice. The pre-collection notice posted on the 3rd business day is overwritten once the 6th business day pre-collection notice is posted. Again, some notices will include a file for download, as this example here. So once you select the notification file name, another screen will display a link to the file. So to view and download the file, again, you will right-click, and you may be able to display the file in a new tab or window. The file opens in CSV format. However, you may save the file as CSV or Excel. So as we discussed earlier, you will see functional acknowledgement in e-notifications when you upload or transmit a file to RFS. Functional acknowledgement will show an accept flag or reject flag for your files. If you receive the reject flag, what would you do? Please provide your answer in the chat box. That's right, Karen. Very good. Okay, thank you. So when submitting a file, please do not assume that the file will load. If the file rejects, a reason will be listed on the functional acknowledgement file. You will need to correct the issue and upload a new file. Thank you, Dorina. That's right. Okay, so here's an example of a PA exception feedback notice with a file in the message. To access the file, you will first click on the e-notification file name, PA exception feedback. Another screen will display with a link to the file, and you may right-click to access the file again in CSV or Excel. You may prefer to save your files in Excel. Typically, this is a better option for formatting and sorting your data. Okay, so here, this is an example of an exception feedback file download. If a file is saved in Excel, you can format the file using any of the data. So as you see here, the severity of the exceptions are listed in column D. Most of the exceptions shown here are critical C-level exceptions. C-level exceptions should be cleared by the 4th business day by 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Issuers determine the best method for clearing their exceptions. We've received feedback from issuers letting us know how they clear their exceptions. Some sort the data and split the exception work between their employees. Some rotate the exceptions by severity level so everyone can become familiar with clearing the alerts. How does the exception feedback download help you complete your job? Please tell us in the chat box. How does the exception feedback download, what you see here, help you complete your job? Organize edits by typing clear quicker. That's right, Nicole. Okay, Maria, with accuracy, we can solve the CNA. That's right. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you so much for the participation. It's good to see. Thank you. All right, thank you, Lynn. And Randy, yes. Very well. Okay, so the document you see here is the pre-collection notice. The pre-collection notice is posted on the 3rd and 6th business day. Does anyone know why this document is important? Okay, we're asking for more participation. Please use the chat box. Why is the pre-collection notice important? That's right, Nicole. Yes. That's right. That's right. Very good. Yes, it's very important in terms of your reconciliation. So the pre-collection notice is very important. It provides the ACH bank account information and the draft amount for the guarantee fee and the P&I remittance. It also provides the date the ACH remittance draft will occur. Issuers should reconcile pre-collection notices to their internal remittance amounts to ensure that there are no reporting errors and to ensure sufficient funds are available for drafting. Pre-collection notices should also be used to reconcile your internal records to RFS reported data or bank account information. Okay, I will now turn it over to Christy.
Thank you so much, Melanie. So now we've got a few more polling questions. So Ryan, if you could post our next question, please. Thank you. So what is the deadline for reporting 100% of our pool and loan data? So I know this is the same question we asked earlier, but we're asking it again because it is a very important deadline. So we'll give it a... Okay, and so Lynn, I see you put in the chat box, it's 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the 4th business day. Actually, if you could just select the little radio button up there at the top for which one you believe is the correct answer. Okay, we'll give it a few more seconds. And if you could end the poll and broadcast the results, please. Okay, so this time it is actually the first option. So it looks like we had 76% of the folks select the correct answer. So it is 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the 2nd business day. The 7 p.m. Eastern Time 4th business day is actually the critical exceptions deadline. So, okay, Ryan, if you could post the next question. Okay, so what is the deadline for clearing critical alerts? Wait, actually, I actually just said that. And then we did talk about that earlier in the presentation. So we'll give it a few more seconds. Okay, if we could end the poll and broadcast the results, please. So the correct answer is the 88% one, the 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the 4th business day is when our critical alerts or exceptions should be cleared. So then if we could post our last question. So we got a true or false. Operations can confirm if you have read your e-notes. And Melanie went over this just a few minutes ago. We'll give it a few more seconds. Okay, if we could end the poll and broadcast the results, please. And the correct answer is true. Yes, we can tell. Operations can confirm if you've read your e-notifications, because on our screen it looks exactly like yours with the color black and the color red on the e-notes. Okay, Ryan, if you could remove the questions. Thank you. Okay, we will now have a group activity to analyze the notification screen. We will discuss the list of items and actions that are required. Okay. So here we have the e-notification screen. The unique loan IDs is the third one down. It opens as a text file. The pre-collection notice is towards the bottom, and it can be opened in a PDF as the formatted option, or a text file as the raw option. I have had issuers tell me that they take the text file for the pre-collection notice and actually convert that into Excel or export that to Excel to make it a little bit more usable. Then we've got the PA exception feedback, which is your outstanding exceptions after your file loads. So after your file loads, there is one original exception feedback that is posted in eNote. I believe that most issuers will go out to the exception feedback and download theirs and save it in Excel, and then after they clear them, they go back and download another one. But just so you know, there is always your original one if you did forget to save that first one whenever you download it. So the original one is posted in eNote. So then we have like the PA functional acknowledgement at the bottom that tells you if your file was accepted or rejected. And then Melanie mentioned the issuer detail report, which is the annual MWX report with your fiscal year end information. So do we have anyone that has any questions about this e-notification? I think Ryan said earlier, if anyone does have anything to add, he can unmute you so you can talk, or if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat box. Melanie or Debbie, do you guys have anything to add?
I don't. I think that covers a lot of territory there.
Okay.
Yes, and thank you all for your participation. It's good to see.
Okay. All right, if we don't have any other things to add on there. If anyone has any questions, you can type them in the chat box about today's presentations. We have provided the askginniemay@hud.gov email address at the bottom of this slide, where you can always email and ask any questions anytime. So, and do we have anything to add from any of the account executives?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Doug. Okay. Okay, thank you for your attendance and attention today. We hope you will join us on Wednesday for the next session. We will cover RFS monthly report of pool and loan data, RFS exception feedback, and an overview of the reporting workflow. I will now turn it over. I don't know if it was back to Crystal or Nicole for our survey questions.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you all for attending today's session, and if you can please complete the poll. We appreciate your feedback. All is welcome. Thank you.